thank you so much for joining us today. We have with us today Mr. Nidhi Shankar and Manas Singh. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for joining us.
Thank you so much for having us here. Feels weird, but thank you so much for calling.
So tell us, how did it all start? How did Menace and the Monk came into being, and what was the story behind the name?
नेम तो बहुत स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड है. माई इंस्टाग्राम हैंडल इज menacing and निधि का bold monk है. It's a spin-off of Old Monk, which he likes as well, so which we both like. So we decided Menace and the Monk will be a very honest and थोड़ा हटके name. How did it start? So basically निधि मेरे पहले जॉब का पहला बॉस था. So Nidhi, I have known Nidhi since 2011. And he was my reporting manager. And we joined the same company at the same day as well. But obviously, he had done multiple jobs pehle. But this was my first job. And he really helped me settle in. And then बात हम चाय ब्रेक पे जाते थे तो पता चला वो लिवरपूल सपोर्टर है. And so was I. And we stayed in touch. And I think once I quit the first job, we became thicker as friends because then obviously वो work वाला dynamic हट गया तो फिर थोड़ी मस्ती ज़्यादा हुई in day to day life. And yeah, so and we just kept in touch. And we always said कि यार we want to do something together because we always click together. We always, whenever we used to like talk to each other, we used to find each other very funny. So we thought कि भाई I think लोग को भी ये ऐसा लगेगा if we do that on any sort of scale. And then COVID happened, Nidhi. And then what happened after COVID?
We always thought that we want to do something together, some content. It started off by saying कि बॉस एक ट्रिप करना है साथ में लिवरपूल का, राइट? वो अभी भी पेंडिंग है बिकॉज कोविड हो गया. अब वो मतलब होपफुली वी आर एबल टू डू दैट सून. वहां से वी स्टार्टेड ऑफ, आई टेल यू, हम लोग ने सबसे पहले, मानस वाज डूइंग एन इंस्टाग्राम लाइव बिफोर वन ऑफ हिज शोज. तो हम लोग ने ऐसी कोविड में टाइम तो बहुत रहता था, लाइक डू यू वांट टू जॉइन इन, like okay, we joined and then we talked and he was like, okay yaar, this is interesting, this is actually good. So it started off with Instagram lives. Then we said let's do nostalgic Liverpool content, because let's not talk about, we used to we have updated videos about how miserable life was under Roy Hodgson. Literally, that's one of our very first videos. And how good was Fernando Torres, for example. These some of the videos that we've done. Gradually we realized, okay, let's talk about contemporary stuff, football in general. So yeah, but the name, as Manas said, it's basically a spin-off of our social media handles. And it had been brewing for some time, but COVID made it happen, to answer your question.
So, and what was the initial content like? Because आपने बोला कि like nostalgic content से आपने शुरू किया, but first 5-6 videos are always sort of easy because आपको पता होता है कि content क्या जाएगा. But after that, after a point, you start hitting a mental block ना कि अब क्या करें. And initial days when you don't have that in practice, so it takes time to get used to it. So how's the content like back then, and how's it evolved over the years?
I think ज़मीन आसमान का फ़र्क है. हमारे the way things look, the mic, the camera, the things we spoke. First, it was just English, I think, because we
Yes.
thought we are speaking about a club in England, we should speak in English. But then we realized कि भाई ये तो नहीं चलने वाला क्योंकि हमारी ऑडियंस तो इंडियन है, हमें केटर थोड़ा देसी करना पड़ेगा. So just not what you see, the way we thought about content has changed so much. The way we try to put it in front has changed so much. The way we edit, so everything has changed. We have done now what 840 plus pieces of content on Menace and the Monk. Earlier हम लोग जब मन आता था करते थे, मे बी once a week हम कुछ करते थे. Now we do every day because now we've realized how the algorithm works. And also I'm sure उसमें हम आएंगे. It's not easy to do content every day. It's tough to do content every day. It's tough to be creatively happy doing content every day as well. उस सब पे आएंगे. But पहले हम सिर्फ लिवरपूल बेस करते थे. फिर हमें रियलाइज हुआ कि लिवरपूल सपोर्टर्स इतने नहीं हैं इंडिया में भी कंपेयर टू दी अदर क्लब. सो व्यूज कम होते थे. ऑब्वियसली जब आप कंटेंट क्रिएट करते हो आप चाहते हो कि थोड़े तो लोग देखें ताकि आप you feel a little better about yourself. We made a lot of mistakes. We were only doing लिवरपूल कंटेंट, वी वर ओनली डूइंग इंस्टाग्राम लाइव्स rather than यूट्यूब लाइव्स. हम लोग इंस्टाग्राम पे करते थे और यूट्यूब पे सिर्फ वीडियो डालते थे. We did Instagram lives, Nidhi, for around a year or more.
Yeah. Our live content, our first live video started in 2021 actually. उसके पहले we had done no YouTube lives. Watch along has started this season. वो भी mid of this season. So see, I mean, I'm sure हम लोग उसके ऊपर आएंगे कि कंटेंट में एंगेजमेंट क्या है और कहाँ पे एंगेजिंग है और कहाँ पे ज्यादा एंगेजमेंट मिलता है, क्या करना, व्हाटएवर. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, यू नो, वी आर नोबडीज टू टेल यू कि क्या करना चाहिए, राइट? वी आर स्टिल फिगरिंग इट आउट. सो बट या, मतलब आसमान जमीन, इफ यू वॉच वन ऑफ आवर फर्स्ट वीडियोस, इट seems like just two people talking together, long winded sentences. अब हम लोग थोड़ा सीख रहे हैं कि कैसे you want to get somebody's attention, hold it for at least 5-6 minutes and then move forward.
पहले जब हम एक और थिंग वी रियलाइज इज फर्स्ट वी यूज्ड टू ड्रिंक अ लॉट व्हाइल डूइंग ऑल ऑफ दिस. नाउ वी रियलाइज वी कांट डू दैट. नाउ यू हैव टू शट द कैमरा ऑफ, ड्रिंक एंड देन स्टार्ट टू टॉक.
Yeah.
You can use mugs always, always works.
Trade secret. Yes, exactly. So you know this already. Okay,
But
yeah, that's
Shakira would say hips don't lie, but I think Menace and the Monk will say eyes don't lie. भाई हमारे eyes से दिख जाता है फिर.
seriously.
So, what were the initial challenges like? शुरू में to get that momentum going. Results भी उतने
Look,
easy दिखते नहीं है, right? जब आप कर रहे हो, शुरू में कभी-कभी 50-60 वीडियोस पे व्यूज भी आते होंगे. I don't know आपके साथ ऐसा हुआ, but शुरू में व्यूज बहुत कम होते हैं लोगों के generally, right? It pulls you down. Not everybody can keep going on because a lot of people, when they don't see quick results, they give up. So, what made you keep going on this
बिल्कुल,
path?
मतलब challenges देखो, for example, what I would say is there are दो तरह के challenges mainly आपको YouTube पे होते हैं. एक तो होता है कि one is relating to your content and the other relates to your audience. When you talk about the content itself, अभी Zoom पे आप रिकॉर्ड करके you're basically uploading a Zoom recording, right? Or a StreamYard recording, whatever it is, right? तो पहले तो आपको it's like कि कोई क्यों देखेगा एक Zoom कॉल दो लोगों के बीच में, right? या चार लोगों के बीच में, या आप ही बैठ के बात कर रहे हो, तो वो क्यों कोई देखेगा? तो दैट इज अबाउट योर कंटेंट, उसको आपको कैसे इंटरेस्टिंग बनाना है. क्योंकि हमने शुरू में एक एक घंटे के वीडियोस अपलोड कर दिए हैं अबाउट अ प्लेयर, एंड उसमें हम वी आर रैम्बलिंग ऑन, राइट? कि मतलब उसको उस मैच में याद है वो उसकी शर्ट फट गई थी, और वो द थिंग इज you and that's better suited for a live, which we realize later. So that's about your content. Number one is basically क्या बात करनी है आपको, and why should anyone watch you, that is, and that relates to your audience. Who knows you, आप क्या बात कर रहे हो और आप किसके बारे में बात कर रहे हो, ये सबसे बड़ा चैलेंज होता है. देन ऑफ कोर्स लॉजिस्टिकल इश्यूज, लाइक कि हमें हमारे साथ एक सबसे बड़ा लॉजिस्टिकल इशू ये है कि मानस रहता है मुंबई में, आई लिव इन बैंगलोर. So how do we, match our timings? How do we make sure, because there is an edit process involved. So शुरू में we had some help. There are thumbnails, वो कौन बनाएगा, ये सारे लॉजिस्टिकल इश्यूज हैं. अपडेट अपलोड कैसे करेंगे, आता ही नहीं था ना पहले. We didn't know things like tags, right? We didn't know things like, how do we, integrate a card between a video. लाइव कर रहे हैं तो उसमें हम स्क्रीन कैसे शेयर करें, लाइक कहाँ पे होता है, वॉच अलोंग करना है तो स्कोर कार्ड कैसे डालें. दीज आर ऑल लॉजिस्टिकल इश्यूज. सो मेनली, बट आई वुड से कंटेंट. सो नंबर वन इज फिगरिंग आउट योर कंटेंट कि क्या करना है. वो दैट वाज वन ऑफ द चैलेंज वी फेस्ड, एन ऑडियंस. क्योंकि हमको ज्यादा लोग आज भी नहीं जानते हैं, बट पहले तो कोई भी नहीं जानता था.
I also think that देख निधि और मैंने जब हमने डिसाइड किया ना, ये हमने एक दूसरे को बोला कि देख वी वांट टू डू दिस बिकॉज वी वांट टू हैव फन. This should
Yeah.
be an escape from our jobs. Although my job is talking about sport, but I want it to be little different. निधि भी वही चाहता था. और अक्षता, you have to also understand, हमने ये शुरू किया अक्टूबर 2020 में, in the middle of the pandemic, in the middle when the world was shut. So less views didn't discourage us at that point. क्योंकि we couldn't step out, we couldn't do anything in life. 2021 was the biggest shit show around the world. तो we it was not very discouraging because हम लोग हफ्ते में एक ही वीडियो डाल रहे थे. हम लोग लिवरपूल के बारे में बात कर रहे थे. पहले हमें ये लगता था, एटलीस्ट मुझे लगता था कि यार मुझे जो अच्छा लगता है मेरे को वो डालना चाहिए, इवन दो इट्स लिवरपूल रिलेटेड. बट देन आपको समझना चाहिए कि लोगों का अटेंशन स्पैन क्या है, कैसा है, मेरा कितना है। मैं देखूंगा कि 1 घंटे का पॉडकास्ट, आंसर इज नहीं। सो यू हैव टू थोड़ा ईगो बाजू में रखना पड़ता है। एंड आई थिंक फॉर अस द फर्स्ट it took us 16 months to get 1,000 subscribers, 1 6.
Yeah.
Now we are at almost 17,000. मतलब it has grown very quick. But पहले 16 महीने में हमें सिर्फ 1,000 सब्सक्राइबर थे। एंड पहले वो 16 महीने में we didn't even hit 100K views. 100K views? 1
Yeah,
lakh
we did.
views. 1 lakh is 100K only. Sorry,
100K is 100K is 1 lakh. Yes.
हाँ, 1 lakh views. We didn't hit 1 lakh views. So we had done what 400 odd videos tab tak. So it takes time, but then I think when we started to realize कि collaborate करना चाहिए लोगों के साथ, uh, आप एक मूवी तो अच्छी बना दोगे, बट आप उसको मार्केट नहीं करोगे तो कैसे लोगों को पता चलेगा? वही बात है। सो वी स्टार्टेड टू कोलैबोरेट विद द लाइक्स ऑफ मोहक, वन MUFC, ड्रॉग बाबा एंड few others, and then
Muktesh.
people knew
Yeah.
who we were. Muktesh, Divyansh. So yeah, that is when we started to get little recognition. But डिस्करेज तो आई डोंट थिंक निधि और मैं कभी हुए। आई थिंक डिस्करेज हम लोग लेटली हुए हैं कि हम लोग यार आफ्टर हैविंग दीज सब्सक्राइबर्स हम इतना अच्छा कंटेंट बना रहे हैं यार, और वी आर स्टक एट दिस नंबर। वो भी डिस्करेज नहीं हो रहे हैं, बट वो कभी कभी लगता है अभी, पहले नहीं लगता था। पहले बिकॉज एवरीथिंग वाज अ बोनस आई थिंक।
I think one thing that helps is कि हम लोग ना इसको we are not taking it as a livelihood thing. That helps. कि it has always been a passion project, right? तो हमको कभी ऐसा मतलब हमने लाइव्स किए हैं 2-2 घंटे के, जब 2 लोग 3 लोग हमको देख रहे हैं। शुरू शुरू में जब हम लाइव्स कर रहे थे तो ऐसा 4 लोग बैठ के देख रहे हैं और 1.5 घंटे हम लोग ने बात की है। तो व्हाट हेल्प्स इज कि बैक ऑफ द माइंड ये रहता है कि यार दिस इज नॉट अ थिंग जिसपे मैं डिपेंड करता हूँ फॉर एनीथिंग एक्सेप्ट letting out your passion. So that helps. But yeah, that is a good thing to have. In our case, that वो हम लोग lucky हैं उस मामले
Which brings me to my next question. How do you guys manage your time? Because you both have different commitments.
में. Right.
Nidhi, you're a married man. You also have a child, if I'm not wrong.
Yes.
How do you manage it all? Because like it takes time, right, to take out time from your work, and then initially when you're saying that there are 3-4 people watching the live.
Yeah.
तो उस टाइम पे कहीं ना कहीं लगता भी है, राइट, कि why are we doing this if only 3-4 people are watching us?
I'll say one thing, and ये principle मेरे को life में हमेशा बहुत सही लगा है. If you really want to do something, you will find the time, money, and commitment to do it. If you really want to do something. जैसे अगर आपको if you really want to watch a movie, आप time निकाल ही लेते हो. Right. So this is जैसे मैंने पहले बोला ना, this has always been something that he really wanted to do. हमको we like talking to we like talking about football in general, Liverpool especially. So that is one thing. But yes, operational अगर reality में बात की जाए तो sacrifice some sleep, get up early, sometimes do things on the fly फटाफट। मतलब अगर आप ट्रैफिक में फंसे हो तो अगर मानस ने वीडियो रिकॉर्ड करके भेजा तो फटाफट आप अपलोड कर दो। जब तक बैंगलोर का ट्रैफिक इन सर्टेन केसेस it's also plus and minus, this in one case that is a plus. So yeah, I mean you manage, और the it boils down to the fact कि आपको कितना करना है ये।
Manas.
I think that जो निधि करता है वो remarkable है, because he's a family guy. My job is more flexible when it comes to timings and all. But जैसे we are doing this at whatever amount of time, I slept very late at night. छोटे छोटे sacrifices both of us have to make. Uh, but for him to do a job at that level and then have a wife, have a kid and balance everything is way tougher for him मेरे हिसाब से। मेरे लिए तो अभी भी it's a lot of fun, like निधि और मेरे कभी कभी arguments होंगे, I'm sure उस पे we'll get to as well, where uh, but anyway, like for me it's not stressful. The only stressful thing for me, I would say, is that यार मैं इसके बारे में 14 घंटे बात करके आया हूँ और नेक्स्ट डे वापस मैं इसी के बारे में बात कर रहा हूँ। लाइक निधि का जॉब में ही डज नॉट टॉक अबाउट फुटबॉल, राइट? आई टॉक अबाउट फुटबॉल फॉर अ लिविंग। सो कभी कभी क्या होता है मेरे लिए कि इट बिकम स्ट्रेसफुल कि आई डोंट वांट टू टॉक अबाउट दिस राइट नाउ, in this capacity. It's like when you, if you go to work and you come back and anyone, your significant half or parents ask how was work, you say कि, I don't want to talk about it. होता है ना ऐसे. कभी कभी मेरे इंटरनली आई एम थिंकिंग, नो मेरे को नहीं बात करना है फुटबॉल के बारे में वापस, बिकॉज अभी एस्केप नहीं हो रहा है, बिकॉज ये वापस वर्क ही लग रहा है मेरे को व्हेन इट कम्स टू जस्ट मेंटली. बट दैट्स इट फॉर मी. Otherwise, I don't find any other challenge.
क्या आप दोनों के साथ ऐसे हो रहा है that you want like 2-3 days no sports, no football, no nothing?
I want it a lot. I want it a lot because, like I said, कि मेरा काम है वो. So, uh, I too want it a lot at times. But then again, you realize कि this is your baby. कभी कभी क्या होता है ना कि like Nidhi and me decide कि listen, we'll take a break from Menace in the Monk tomorrow. We have to take a break because this is like we should. Just algorithmically we can't keep going on and making content. We have to take a break. But then जब शाम के 7-8 बज जाते हैं ना, you feel weird. You feel कि fuck, we didn't do anything today on the channel. This feels kind of different. So it's a nasha at the end of the day as well. But you have to balance it out. But I feel a lot. I mean, literally my football season has come to an end. I'm so relieved that I have like no work for a few weeks now. But I know 2-3 दिन में I'm gonna start missing it. That's how it is.
हाँ मतलब that is always a thing. देखो, ब्रेक तो चाहिए, बट जैसे मैंने बोला ना कि जैसे मानस बोल रहा था कि यू थिंक कि आज बात नहीं करेंगे, बट देन शाम को लेट्स से कुछ कुछ न्यूज ऐसे आ जाती है, फॉर एग्जांपल कि मैकलिस्टर को साइन करने का पॉल जॉयस ने ट्वीट कर दिया, then you are also excited, right? It's not about कि कंटेंट डालना है, but as a Liverpool fan also you are excited कि बॉस we are signing a World Cup winner, चलो कुछ बात करते हैं उसके बारे में. So that's what it boils down to also, apart from the fact कि हम लोग एल्गोरिथम तो वो तो मतलब it's a thing that Manas said कि बैलेंस करना पड़ेगा कि एल्गोरिथम को भी खुश रखना है, अपने आप को भी खुश रखना है.
What so far has been the turning point where you guys felt that like now we are going to change the game?
I don't think that point has come yet.
Yes, I don't think we are still
We
waiting
are
for that.
nowhere near any. No, bro. Like we are nowhere near any great content creators or anything. I'm proud of the content we create. I'm very happy of the conversations me and Nidhi have. मैं बहुत खुश हूँ. हम बहुत खुश हम ex footballers को लाए हैं
Yes.
on our podcast. We are very happy. We've done certain things, spoken about certain things. But when it comes to getting recognition, when it comes to the number of views and stuff, not that I want to be famous or whatever, that hasn't happened yet. So there's no turning point. But in our journey so far, I think collaborating with a few people has been a turning point.
First of all, turning point implies the fact that you have arrived somewhere, which I think we have not. I think we are still way away from being somebody, arriving some where we want to be is different. But I think we're still to make a mark. That is number one. But uh, in terms of content, what I would say is एटलीस्ट ये समझ आया है कि इंटरैक्टिव बहुत ज्यादा बनाना पड़ेगा और कोलैबोरेटिव ज्यादा होना पड़ेगा, वो एक चीज समझ आई है. बट यस, इन टर्म्स ऑफ ओवरऑल अचीवमेंट हम अभी कहीं भी नहीं है.
मेरे को मालूम है क्या लगता है कि अगर वी बिकम द voice of Liverpool supporters in India, अगर we get recognized as that, I think then I feel we have arrived. अगर किसी को लिवरपूल बेस्ड कंटेंट देसी देखते हैं, उनको मेनेस इन द मॉक पे आना चाहिए, देन आई विल फील ओके वी हैव अराइव्ड. एंड irrespective of followers and subscribers and views, if लिवरपूल फुटबॉल क्लब के साथ कुछ करने मिल जाए लाइफ में, that would be the turning point when it happens, or that would be the ultimate goal or destination. Like if they call us to watch a game, I mean, that would be just insane, right? The team that you live for I mean, it's very evident. I mean, like everything is Liverpool related in our lives as well. So if and when that happens, I think we've achieved what we wanted to,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
we'll just keep enjoying it. Because once you make content, you see, there's a journey which creates itself, yeah. Because pehle it was just to have fun, then you want to become good at it, And now, so you build and you set goals as you go along. I think our goal right now is A, to watch a game together at Anfield, which I think we'll do soon, and B, to become the go-to place for Indian Liverpool content, and hopefully one day the club recognizes us and we get that recognition and we get invited or we collaborate in any way.
But I think you guys are
Absolutely.
the face of Liverpool in India. In some ways, there are so many people watching the live also, even if it's not a watch along, a normal live
Right.
also. The chill streams, so many people watch. They're taking out time from their busy lives and schedules to watch you guys. So I think it is. You guys have a quality fan base. The number might not be that huge, but I think the quality user is there, right?
It's very overwhelming. मैं तेरे को बात
It
बताऊं, like
is.
कभी कभी like we have 700 800 people watching our live, only me and him talking. We are like कि- and then when we get done and I'm like निधि 800 लोग हमें साथ में देख रहे थे, ये क्या हो रहा है लाइफ में, लाइक हमने किया क्या, ऐसे हम क्या बात कर रहे हैं. कभी कभी you introspect कि what are you talking, and then I tell myself don't think, that is why they're looking at you कि जो भी तू कर रहा है ठीक ठाक ही कर रहा है.
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल 100%. आई थिंक नंबर्स, सी नंबर्स आर, कोई भी कंटेंट क्रिएटर अगर ये बोलता है कि numbers don't matter at all, I don't think that's true, because at the end of the day, you want numbers, it's an encouragement, right? But I have at least, मतलब हम दोनों ने at least numbers को ना, we've seen it as a means to an end and not the end itself, right? Of course जब आपके सब्सक्राइबर्स बढ़ते हैं, व्यूज बढ़ते हैं, तो आपको अच्छा लगता है, बिकॉज यू बट वो इसलिए क्योंकि आप ये समझ रहे हो कि आप जो कंटेंट पुट आउट कर रहे हो वो ज्यादा लोगों को पसंद आ रहा है, वो एक चीज है. एंड लाइक वी सेड, द ultimate goal here is to put out good content, get some recognition from Liverpool, right? I don't think we are the face of the Liverpool community in India. I definitely don't think so. मैं तो नहीं हूँ, मगर we want to get there. That is the aim.
You both have been doing this for a long time. You interact with other content creators, you collaborate with them. So, आपको वो scope दिख रहा है, right? The scope of influencers marketing or the content creator marketing, which is out there. Still, a lot of people are relying on YouTube as a source of income. But if we
Hmm.
look at brands, eventually they will start to come in and explore this space. There's a ready
Yes.
audience that is interested in football. Over the years, post the World Cup, especially, the number of football fans have also risen, and a large amount of credit has to be given to content creators for that. So, as people who have witnessed it firsthand, what are your views on how brands are looking at things and the scope that there is in the present scenario?
So I I will not go into too much details, but even in my job, this is something like marketing, audience retention, and basically reaching out to a lot of people at a certain amount of time. That is what I also take care of in my professional responsibility. See, the thing is कि जब हम फुटबॉल कंटेंट और इंडियन सब कॉन्टिनेंट खास करके when we talk about that, I think it's a मतलब as cliched as it sounds, there's a massive amount of you know opportunity here. एंड व्हेन यू टॉक अबाउट ब्रांड्स, तो आपको क्या है, देखो मुझे लगता है कि अभी भी फुटबॉल जो इंडिया में, पाकिस्तान में, श्रीलंका में, नेपाल में, श्रीलंका तो उतना नहीं, बट इंडिया, पाकिस्तान, नेपाल की बात करते हैं, आई थिंक रीजनल डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन ऑफ फुटबॉल इज कंप्लीटली अनटैप्ड. वो यूट्यूब ने किया है हिंदी में. देर आर पीपल दैट टॉक अबाउट फुटबॉल इन मलयालम, राइट? एंड दीज पीपल हैव अ डेडिकेटेड ह्यूज फैन बेस. तमिल में लोग बात कर रहे हैं, बंगाली में, नेपाली में बात कर रहे हैं. दीज पीपल, बड़ा छोटा वो उसकी बात मैं नहीं कर रहा हूँ. तो दैट इज नंबर वन, राइट? आज हम, इफ यू टॉक अबाउट मार्केटिंग, इफ यू टॉक अबाउट मैकडोनल्ड्स, लाइक अगेन ये थोड़ा मैं जॉब में घुस रहा हूँ, लेकिन हाइपर हाइपर मार्केटिंग, राइट? आपको आलू टिक्की मैकडोनल्ड्स इंडिया में ही मिल रहा है ना, दैट्स हाइपर लोकलाइजेशन. सो आई थिंक प्रोलिफरेट जैसे होगा ना, व्हेन यू टॉक अबाउट फुटबॉल इवेंट्स, जैसे अभी भी आज इंडिया को राइट नाउ मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि हम ना एक जस्ट एक मार्केट के जैसे देख रहे हैं, रादर देन अ डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन सेंटर, अगर मार्केटिंग की भाषा में बात की जाए तो. वो दैट अपॉर्चुनिटी इज मैसिव. कल के डेट में इफ यू हैव एन इवेंट इन इंडिया, इफ यू वांट टू रीच आउट टू पीपल, हु आर यू गोइंग टू? अगर आप एजेंसी के पास जाओगे, मान लो किसी एजेंसी के पास, they will run a Facebook campaign or an Instagram campaign, right? They are not people don't know them on a daily basis. But again, मैं इसमें अपना एग्जांपल नहीं लूंगा, but आज के डेट में बाबा, for example, he talks about something. People like Baba not because he's a Chelsea fan. People like Baba because he's Baba. People like Mohak because he's Mohak. दिव्यांश, मुक्तेश, right? They like the personalities. वो एक चीज जो है ना, वो एक मैसिव, मतलब माइक्रो अब उसको टेक्निकल जार्गन में माइक्रो इन्फ्लुएंसिंग बोल दो या somebody who's connected with the audience, वो मैसिव अपॉर्चुनिटी है. आई थिंक देयर इज अ ह्यूज मार्केट, खास करके रीजनल डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन की भाषा में अगर बोला जाए तो बहुत कुछ कर सकते हैं. देयर इज अ मैसिव, आई टोटली अग्री विद दैट एंड आई कंप्लीटली सी दैट.
आफ्टर व्हाट निधि सेड, मैं क्या बोलूं, मेरे को लाइक ही इज एक्सप्लेन्ड इट सो वेल. मेरे को तो सिर्फ यही लगता है कि फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल आई डोंट लाइक द वर्ड इन्फ्लुएंसर इन जनरल एंड आई डोंट वांट टू बी एसोसिएटेड विद दैट. दैट इज समथिंग दैट इज, देयर इज नथिंग रॉन्ग इन बीइंग
या
एन इन्फ्लुएंसर. मैं कोई नहीं हूं टू इन्फ्लुएंस एनीवन.
हाँ,
बट
मुझे
अगर
करना भी नहीं किसी को, हम क्या इन्फ्लुएंस करेंगे किसी को,
हाँ,
क्यों
अब
करेंगे.
जैसे we've done only one campaign which was Carlsberg or Liverpool. That is why we did it. We have been approached multiple number of times. But the point is हमें वही करना है जो हम genuinely influence कर सकते हैं. अब जैसे हम किस चीज में influence कर सकते हैं, फुटबॉल में कर सकते हैं. अभी अगर 1,000 लोग हमें लाइव में देख रहे हैं, अगर आप स्मार्ट हो, अगर आप किसी को जो कैंपेन रन कर रहा है उसको थोड़ी भी नॉलेज हो, ही और शी विल सी यार ये 1,000 लोग के सामने अगर बोलेगा तो जो 1,000 है वो उसमें से 950 जेन्युइन टारगेट ऑडियंस है आपकी. और यू वांट टू गो टू एन इन्फ्लुएंसर हु हैज 1 मिलियन ऑन इंस्टाग्राम जिसमें से 50% फेक होंगे या 80% फेक होंगे, और फिर उसके बाद 1% भी will not care about what you're putting, सिर्फ कमेंट में हार्ट 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 डाल देंगे, so pretty, so hot, ये सब डाल देंगे. Or you want genuine audience. So yes, there is a lot of scope, I feel, but then it is just not sport. I think in general the way we market things has to change. That's the wholesome approach has to change. Sport तो अभी we are not a sporting country at all. तो we are a cricketing country. We are not even a cricketing country. We are a batting country. हमें बैटिंग पसंद है. तो अब सब एड्स भी देख लो, सब बैट्समैन को ही एड्स मिलती है मोस्टली. बहुत रेयरली एक बॉलर को एड मिलती है. सो वी आर वेरी फार अवे फ्रॉम digging and potentially tapping our genre of
या
people who can get something for a company. वो तो we are miles away. वो तो हम सोच रहे हैं in an ideal audience where 3 people who are doing what they do are talking. But I think we are miles away, Akshata.
बट
But
अपॉर्चुनिटी है, बट अपॉर्चुनिटी है. फेसबुक में कैंपेन चलता है ना, व्हेन यू क्रिएट डेमोग्राफिक्स. अभी जो हम जैसे मार्केटिंग में अगर हम जैसे ऑडियंस को देखते हैं ना, तो हम देखते हैं जेंडर, लोकेशन, इंटरेस्ट. बट यू कैन गो डीपर एंड it is happening. Again, I can't give out a lot of details because professionally wo hai, but there are platforms being built जो एक इन्फ्लुएंसर के ऑडियंस को टारगेट कर सकते हैं. एआई इज गेटिंग इन दैट डायरेक्शन. तो अपॉर्चुनिटी तो बहुत है, बट यस वी आर, खास करके फुटबॉल के मामले में तो वी आर प्रीटी फार बिहाइंड.
so like we have not really tapped even 1% of the opportunity
नो,
that is there.
not 0.1%, not 0.1%.
That is where SportsKhabri can get us deals now.
Yeah.
Hopefully, inshallah, you do that. uh, how do you guys react to trolls? I recently also saw a video of Nidhi where Nidhi had shown an emotional outbreak, like, and
Yeah.
it was a moment where, of course, you reacted to something that happened over a live session, but overall, like being around people who sometimes do not really appreciate what you're doing, unko koi kaam nahi hai. They just like to put out negative things out in the world towards people. It also tends to affect your mental health also sometimes,
Yeah.
demotivate you sometimes. So how do you
Yeah.
guys look after that?
Yeah, I was exposed to trolls when I was 25 because I started working on the telly when I was 25. तो मैं तो बहुत जल्दी एक्सपोज हो गया टू द रियल वर्ल्ड which is
Online
have
trolling.
have a smartphone and say whatever. Now the point is I can't be too harsh because that is our audience as well. So so I don't want to be too rude or harsh, but you learn how to filter it out because I realized deep down when I was a teenager, maybe I was like that. I had certain strong opinions, but I didn't have the internet at that point. I didn't have Twitter at that point. I didn't have Instagram at that point. So शायद से मैं भी वैसे हो सकता था, मेरे को ऐसे लगता है. But when you start to work, or when you put yourself in front of the camera, you realize कि क्या क्या होता है, 20 different things involved. When मैं अपना work कर लेता हूँ, like when I work, there are so many technical things which like Nidhi will not also know, even though Nidhi is my best friend, you know. So how can I expect someone who does not know the process to know that? Pehle, I used to feel really bad. Like, you know, first 2 odd years, I used to feel really bad. You know, like क्यों ऐसे बोल रहे हैं? I felt I should explain myself. But then I feel it is part of the money that you get paid. It is part of your job. I think it has to be, uh, there has to be help provided, there has to be education provided कि आपके job का part है ये. Now when we are on YouTube as well, we are putting ourselves out there. कल कल मैं कुछ ये podcast में बोल दूं, 10 लोग मेरे को गाली दे सकते हैं. That is something which I have to learn to deal with. It is part of why we do what we do, and eventually why we get paid what we get paid. At least मेरे job में, it is part of my job. So you have to learn to just ignore. It's very tough. It's very tough. It's like getting over your ex. It takes time, but eventually you do get over your ex. It is just like that. So now you laugh over your trolls, not over your ex. You laugh when you read a troll. I to laugh. I'm like, ah, theek hai yaar. Like Nidhi and me send each other screenshots of someone saying nasty things to us. We send each other and we laugh. We laugh. We genuinely laugh it out now, because unless someone is being very disgusting, which has happened once or twice,
Yeah.
very disgusting, you get angry. I get angry now for I think exactly 30 seconds, and then it's done. I need to get angry for 30 seconds. I need to, and then I'm done. और अगर ये ऑनलाइन होता है, I switch my, when we are live, I switch my camera off so that it's not visible to the world. And after 30 seconds, I switch it on and it's out of my system. Simple. मेरा तो यही है.
Nidhi.
सी इसमें दो चीजें हैं. देयर आर कपल ऑफ थिंग्स. एक तो आई थिंक 95% ऑफ द पीपल दैट वॉच यू और वॉच अस और एनीबडी, दे आर हियर फॉर अ कॉन्वर्सेशन. मतलब जनरली वो, मतलब आपको वो 1-2% जो लोग हैं वो मिलेंगे ही, वो आप कुछ कर नहीं सकते हो. एंड सिमिलरली टाइम के हिसाब से 95% ऑफ द टाइम्स यू इग्नोर. कभी कभी यू नो देयर आर सम, अब जैसे वो जो स्पर्स वाला था, that was purely just, you know, it is because you are so emotionally invested in the situation also. आपकी टीम एक लास्ट मिनट गोल मार रही है, right? And then people are hounding you on just because 3-3 हुआ है. So that kind of outburst. So एक few situations, and like Manas said, कुछ चीजें जो हाथ से बाहर चली जाती हैं. For example, comments on your family example, right? And वो हुआ है, right? People have said like really nasty things, life and death, वो सारी चीजें. But otherwise, I think one of the things that I have also realized, and this is new to me, मतलब attention वगैरह जो भी थोड़ा बहुत 1-2% है, कि you choose the people that you interact with, especially on social media, because ideally तो आपको सबसे बात करनी चाहिए, but मतलब फिर आप क्या करोगे कि किससे किससे बातें करो, किसको किसको जवाब दोगे. तो like you say, मतलब you don't need to explain anything to everyone. People who like you for your content are going to understand what you are saying in most cases anyway. So that's how I look at it. But yeah, sometimes I think वही है कि anonymity जो होती है ना इंटरनेट पे, इट्स अ बून. क्योंकि आज anonymity के वजह से यू नो लॉट ऑफ अंडर प्रिविलेज पीपल, अंडर प्रिविलेज मतलब नॉट इन टर्म्स ऑफ इकोनॉमिक थिंग, बट अंडर रिप्रेजेंटेटेड या उस तरह का जो खोल के बात नहीं कर सकते, वो बात कर पा रहे हैं anonymity की वजह से. बट उसका एक ये भी है कि जस्ट बिकॉज आई हैव एन इंटरनेट कनेक्शन एंड अ फोन, तो मैं जो जी चाहे वो बोलूंगा या बोलूंगी, तो वो तो आपको डील करना ही पड़ेगा. इग्नोर ही कर सकते हो आप, बिकॉज इंटरैक्ट करके जवाब देने जाओगे तो फिर तो वो तो दलदल है ना, मतलब दैट विल नेवर एंड.
मेरे को एक एक चीज, एक एक्स फुटबॉलर हु आई वर्कड विद ने बोला था, एंड दैट वाज सो ट्रू. इज कि anyone trolling you at any point of life, not criticizing, trolling you, doesn't have a better life than you.
That's true.
As simple as that. If you just think about it, jo bhi is going out of their way to try to make you feel bad and abuse you, and you compare your life with that person's life, they don't have a better life than you, and that is why it's happening. As simple as that. And I thought about it. Any successful person, think about it, I'm not labeling us as successful. Koi bhi successful person, do you see any successful person going out of the way to bash someone and say no? Now someone will say, oh, इसने तो suppose ग्राम सूनेस तो पॉगबा की मारता था, वो डिस्कशन हो रही है. That's a different thing altogether. That's not trolling. Trolling is what happens on social media after Graham Souness bashes Paul Pogba. Okay, और वो कौन करता है? वो कोई और लोग ही करता है. So I think yeah, people who watch the world go by hoping that they were doing something, those are the people who troll. So there's a lot of zen. You have to go in a zen mode after a point of time.
Yeah.
How do you guys resolve conflict? Because I'm sure, like, आप लोगों के में एक ये rare चीज ये भी है that there are two people creating
Right.
content together. So how do you guys resolve conflict if it comes up, and how do you guys divide work between both of you if there are any sort of disagreements?
इसका फर्स्ट पार्ट लाइक आई थिंक इसका एक एक चीज मैं पहले बोलना चाहता हूँ कि if there are people who think, two people who think they should create a YouTube channel, two people
Hmm.
think a lot before starting it,
Yeah.
क्योंकि it can screw your friendship, your relationship with the person you're working with. Now Nidhi and me know each other for 12 years, yeah. So we have been through a lot in 12 years as friends, you know. So बट वी न्यू व्हाट वी आर गेटिंग इनटू, बट वो होता है. सो मेरा सिर्फ पहली बात ये है कि अगर आपको कुछ भी स्टार्ट करना है, बिजनेस स्टार्ट करना है, और यू स्टार्ट टू डेट योर बेस्ट फ्रेंड, यू थिंक अबाउट अ लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स इन लाइफ. दैट्स व्हाई दे से ना कि पैसा दोस्तों के साथ नहीं करना चाहिए, वी डू शुड नॉट डेट योर बेस्ट फ्रेंड वॉट एवर. सो देयर विल बी क्रिएटिव डिफरेंसेस जो मेरे और निधि के बीच में हुए हैं. There will be times where like now the thing is ki you can be best friends with someone, but now Nidhi and me are literally meeting each other every day digitally, which we never did for the first 9 years of our friendship, right? We used to talk to each other once in a week on a phone. We used to meet because he moved to a different city. We used to meet twice a year, but now it's a daily thing. Now the dynamic has changed totally of between me and him. So for me to think कि ऐसा कुछ होने नहीं वाला, वो stupid है. वो होने ही वाला है. Now supposedly I am the sort of person, Akshita, if I have a drink and I wake up late and we are supposed to shoot at X amount of time, एक सुबह के टाइम पे, and I don't wake up, एक पॉइंट के बाद जाए से कि निधि विल गेट लिटिल एंग्री, तू नहीं टाइम पे उठा. सपोजिटली ये हुआ है, एंड ये मेरी गलती है. नाउ now I know how to deal with the situation personally. I'm like, because कोई भड़का हुआ है उसको time दे दो, and that is what I do. Because at the end of the day, we know each other for so long. I know how he is. He knows how I am. He asked me, तू नहीं उठेगा, मैं जानता हूँ कल सुबह, तो मैं बोलता तू ही कर ले फिर सुबह. You know, like वो dynamic है. होता है कभी कभी, वो बोलता है मैं कुछ बोलता हूँ, वो it's there. Creatively we feel कि ये करना चाहिए, मैं बोलता वो नहीं करना चाहिए. It's normal. And I think it's very important not to blow it out of proportion, the thing, the moment that we are in. And b uh, I think everything in life you should give space when someone is not happy, and that is what I do. I give space. This is what how I deal with. अब निधि अपना बताएगा.
नहीं, आई ये तो सबसे जरूरी बात है. बस एक चीज उसमें ऐड करूंगा. एक चीज आपको जो रियलाइज करनी पड़ेगी वो ये है कि व्हाट आर यू वर्किंग फॉर, व्हाट आर यू वर्किंग टुवर्ड्स. एट द एंड ऑफ द डे हम तो यही चाहते हैं ना कि चैनल अच्छा कंटेंट डालें, मतलब थोड़ा ऑडियंस बढ़े, वही चाहते हैं ना. अब उसमें यार मतलब व्हेन यू वर्क इन अ कंपनी यू गोना हैव डिफरेंसेस कि आप एक चीज को कैसे अप्रोच कर रहे हो, ये मुझे करना चाहिए नहीं करना चाहिए. एंड इट्स हर बार ऐसा नहीं होता है कि मतलब आप एक, इट्स नॉट लाइक अ डेमोक्रेसी, आप पॉपुलर वोट नहीं कर रहे हो. यू थिंक अबाउट इट अ लॉट ऑफ टाइम. जैसे मानस ने बोला कि ये नहीं करना चाहिए, अब इन द मोमेंट मुझे लगा कि नहीं यार ये तो क्या बोल रहा है, बट बाद में यू थिंक अबाउट इट कि भाई सही बोल रहा है. ये तरह से इसको अप्रोच नहीं करना चाहिए, या हमको ये चीज नहीं करनी चाहिए. So I think it takes, it's important to know the other person, but it's equally important to know yourself, कि आप क्या सोच रहे हो और आप क्या चाहते हो. तो वो चीज से हो जाता है कॉन्फ्लिक्ट रेजोल्यूशन. एंड इन जनरल यार मतलब 12 साल की दोस्ती है, मतलब वी आर नॉट गोना फाइट लाइक कि जा अब नहीं करूंगा वो सब. ड्रामेटिक पीपल लाइक दैट. सो या, दैट हेल्प्स.
So I feel that, for two people to run a channel is it's difficult, because
या
then there are shared responsibilities. Someone does more of the work. In any sort of partnership, एक बंदा does more work, एक बंदी does more work. In our case, it's Nidhi. Nidhi does more of the bulk work. मतलब bulk work करने से he edits the video. He edits the video. Thumbnail वो बनाता है. So now इधर मैं गिल्ट में लेके जी लूं कि वो ज्यादा काम कर रहा है, या फिर मैं ईगर होकर ज्यादा इंप्रेस करने की या इन्वॉल्व होने की कोशिश करूं. लाइक ये सब चीजें भी यू हैव टू फैक्टर हाउ यू डील विद इट एंड हाउ यू आर विद the other person. It's and people always think of looking at our videos and our lives, it's all fun and games. And I think 98% of the times it is fun and games.
या
But then there are times where uh, it's tough because you're dealing with another human being. And when human beings are involved, emotions are involved, then baggages are involved, and then everything is involved. So it's tough. It's great, two people doing it, but there are few days in a month where it's tough, and I think it's very okay to admit that.
Can you both talk about your favorite days with Menace in the Monk?
one of my
Wh-
favorite.
Why do people from Delhi call it Menace in the Monk and not Menace in the Monk? Have you noticed
It's
this?
Because the American pronunciation is monk.
Is it?
Yeah. Even
Is it
even the
all?
British,
Is
even
it old monk
actually,
or old monk? The drink that we
yeah,
drink, is it?
so that's monk is more of an Indian thing. Monk
है
is,
ना?
if you look at a Oxford dictionary, it's actually monk. Yeah, it is. Yeah. Monk
One
is
of
more Indian. Yeah.
So this is the high point. Like we have referred to Oxford Dictionary. This is the highest point in our YouTube career so far. Akshita, मैंने से the monk.
यार अक्षता पता नहीं यार, मतलब हाई पॉइंट अभी तक का बता सकते हैं. द when an ex we did a video with an ex Liverpool player, that personally has been a massive high point. अब उसको व्यूज कितने मिले और उस पे कमेंट्स कितने आए और उसको लाइक कितने मिले और शेयर कितने हुए, शेयर कितना हुआ, वो मैं नहीं उसमें, आई डोंट केयर ऑनेस्टली. और ज्यादा नहीं है वो ऑनेस्टली फर्क नहीं पड़ता है. बट एन एक्स लिवरपूल प्लेयर gave us the time of his day, sat down with us, spoke with us, is friends with us. That means a lot. So that has been the highest point for me.
He was in the 2005 Champions winning squad for Liverpool. Like Stephen Warnock had come, uh, and the friendship that we formed with him. So I remember this is like a year back or something. Me and him, just in general, we were just texting each other, WhatsApping each other. He commentates on Premier League games now as well, so you might know his voice. So I was a bit low, and then उसने बोला कि चल Zoom पे बैठते हैं, and then he spoke with me for 2 hours. This is a guy who works with BBC. This is a guy who's played for England, who went in the 2010 World Cup with the England squad. You know, ऐसे things have happened because of the channel. Rahul Subramaniam has come on our channel now few times. Abhijit
Yeah.
Ganguly has come on our channel. These are great moments. Uh, yeah, I mean, there are, I mean, the laughs that we have on our channel, and I won't lie, when we reached 10K, that was a very nice,
Yeah.
fulfilling moment. It was. It genuinely felt really good. Ki fuck, 5 digit subscribers हमें follow करते हैं. Like, and now we are edging closer to 20K. So I'm sure that will be great. But I think in the next, I don't want to reveal it, over the next few months, there will be a series of videos which I think will be the highlight of our channel. There will be a series of videos because of something, and उसमें like निधि बोले जो भी views आए we don't care. but the fact that we have reached a place कि हम वो कर सकते हैं और करना चाहते हैं और करेंगे will
Yeah.
be the highlight for a long time. So really looking forward to that. And that's the best thing about our channel. I always feel the best is yet to come. I always feel that.
That's a great place to be in also. What's your vision for Menace and the Monk? Where do you see yourself in the next 5 to 10 years? 2 years also.
Hopefully very rich, yeah. Like, and and this is a source of I won't lie, I would love it if this is a source of income. Like if this becomes something where we get money from, like good amount of money from, I would love it. I'm not gonna lie. If two friends just talk about your team and football, and if you can get money out of it which sustains a decent living, why not? That would be amazing, but we are far from it.
Yeah.
uh, 2 साल में नहीं होगा. But the way I think football clubs are seeing fan content now, Akshita, has changed. We see Redman TV, Anfield Rap get interviews with Klopp, with footballers, with ex-footballers. You know, they have podcasts. They sit down pre-season. Mein, they have meetings. They do a 1 hour session or something. I would love if
Yeah.
Menace and the Monk is able to do that over the next 2 3 years. Uh, and I think we're gonna. I think the way content is consumed is gonna change even more. I won't be surprised, Akshita, in the next 5 to 10 years, not us. Fan channels, you will have an option of listening to fan channel commentary live from the ground. This is what I see happening soon. अभी आप स्काई की कमेंट्री सुनते हो आप जैसे कितने लोग यार YJR I don't know whether you know YJR.
Yep.
YJR
Yep.
does a Real Madrid watch along. There are at times 5 6 thousand people listening to him. Okay, imagine if Real Madrid sends YJR to Bernabeu और वहां से वो कमेंटेट कर रहा है कैमरा लगा के. It can happen. It can for a club like Real Madrid, that's nothing. For a club like Liverpool to do that for us is nothing. I would love if we are able to do something like that. That would be amazing. Regional commentary हिंदी बोल रहा था ना. Anfield से regional commentary करो. Menace in the Monk से. That would be epic, bro. I would
Yeah.
love something like that.
Yeah. I mean, like you say, the voice of Liverpool in India. That is, essentially being something like a voice of Liverpool in India. क्या आप मतलब in some way, not in an official capacity, but आप in some way आप जिस क्लब को आप प्यार करते हो उसको आप रिप्रेजेंट कर रहे हो एक पर्टिकुलर जगह पे तो वो that is the vision, and hopefully we get there.
uh, one message for people out there who are looking to make a career in a similar field of content creation?
Uh,
Have a backup for sure. Like,
uh, make sure that you're doing it because you like it. Because आप वीडियो बना के डाल दोगे 10 दिन 15 दिन 1 महीना 6 महीना डाल दोगे बट अनलेस यू लाइक व्हाट यू आर पुटिंग आउट वो बहुत बड़ा ड्रैग बन जाएगा. मतलब इट्स अगर आपको फुटबॉल जेन्युइनली पसंद है तो आप करो. अगर आप मतलब अगर और दूसरी बात अगर आप ये सोचते हो कि आपका क्लब हमेशा जीतेगा तो बिल्कुल मत करो. Right, because the moment you lose it's gonna be it's gonna become very difficult because you know it Akshita. I mean people love it. So वो एक चीज रेडी और या तो फिर if you're only doing it for the money, then तब तो बेशरम बन जाओ. तब तो मतलब आप फिर मतलब कुछ भी करो. बट अगेन नो योरसेल्फ. जैसे मैंने बोला ना दूसरे इंसान को जानना जरूरी है. नो योरसेल्फ व्हाट काइंड ऑफ अ पर्सन यू आर एंड देन गेट इनटू इट. मेक श्योर यू लाइक इट बिकॉज दिस इज एंड एक और चीज जो लोग सोचते हैं कि YouTube से आप बहुत पैसे बना लोगे एंड यू गोना बी रिच इन 1 year and 2 years. ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. राइट, मतलब अगेन परसेंटेजेस में मैं नहीं घुसना चाहता हूँ. मगर राइट सो थोड़ा थोड़ा दुनिया रियलिटी पे मतलब सच्चाई से थोड़ा तकल्लुफ और वास्ता जरूरी है. ये रियलिटी है.
Anything else that you guys think that we missed out on and you want?
no, I just want to add that everyone, not everyone, a lot of people think that, oh, they can do it as well. And if you think, you should definitely give it a shot.
Yeah.
Don't because I know so many people here who want to do it but are shy. यार मैं कैसे कर पाऊंगा या मैं कैसे कर पाऊंगी, give it a shot. But just be strong, mentally strong to deal with people, because once you put yourself out there, listen, what every one of us does, Akshata, Nidhi, is that it's there for eternity.
Yeah.
It's there forever. So just make sure you know what you're doing or saying. Or if you're drinking when you're doing it, just make sure at least the drink was good, so
Yeah.
it was worth it, you know. Pata
And the
chala.
glass isn't, and the glass isn't transparent.
And the glass
Yes,
was a
the
mug.
glass is. Yeah. What do you think I'm drinking right now?
At 1 p.m. in the afternoon.
Yeah.
1:12.
It's soy milk latte. So anyway, yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, both of you, for joining us today. Very grateful for all your valuable insights and all the time that you've given us today. Thank you.
Thank you so much for getting us. Sports Khabri का content मैं थोड़ा थोड़ा follow करता हूँ, and you guys are putting some amazing work out there. So
Thank you. Please watch the Kodansha video. It's something that is common between Liverpool and Kodansha. So
absolutely. So good luck. Hopefully, it's a great journey for you and us.
yes, we are all in this together. Thank you so
Yes.
much.
No problem.